Who's the Bills guy?
Hey. I'm the Bills guy.
You're definitely
We're
not
the Bills
guy. Welcome in, everybody, to another Sunday morning edition of Sunday Morning QBs coming at you live right at 10:06 on the East Coast. So if you're watching the Vikings versus the Saints, throw that on mute. We'll got you 1 hour live best bets, fantasy advice, and DFS. It's looking like a soccer game over there anyway. So much better to be tuned in, listening to us, getting all of the best advice since we bring in the top analysts in the game that cover their team, let you know who you should be starting, sitting, who to be targeting, player prop wise, all that good stuff if this is your first episode. We cut about 3 or 4 games out of the slate, so we'll run through the rest of it. It's all powered by Daily Bread Media. That's where we're live on YouTube. You already know where that is. We're live on Twitter at Sunday Morning QBs. Hit the link up in the title if you want to be with Akbar, Chad, and the rest of the fellas and ladies dropping their best bets, asking any starts, sits, drop whatever you want in the comments. We'll start it up. We'll answer all your questions. But Sosa, how you doing today?
Oh, man, feeling great. Ready to get that bad taste of losing on Sunday night out of my mouth. But yeah, another week. We're here to make people more money, just like last week and the week before. Whether it's DFS, whether it's fantasy, we give people the best information. I think that's when we started everything. I think that was the goal, and I think that we're sticking to that. I think we're delivering at a very high rate for people that tune in, and yeah, man, just excited for another week to go up. Spin, what's up with you? How you feeling today?
I am great. I'm so hyped for the Sunday night game tonight. We got our offense back. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this has been a fantastic week betting for me. And yeah, we sent it out. If you're not in the Wise Guys Diamond Club, we are 3 for 3 on profit for NFL. I think we're probably up close to 15 units now for the year. I mean, I have another 10 NFL props today. I was 18-6 last week. Sosa killed it. Andy killed it. I mean, what else do you guys want? Yeah,
it's not entertaining enough.
I guess we try to make it like
winning gets boring.
Try to make it a sweat when like half the props cash in like the first half. But anyways, we'll get to that. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So make sure to give us that like, follow, retweet, sub wherever you're at. We'll try to shout out your Twitter comments, but like we said, hop over to YouTube if you want to be featured. The first bet we got dropped of the day is an over with the Falcons in the money line, so be looking at that. Maybe an odds boost fade or ride. Chad's dropping that, so be sure to be dropping in, talking about whatever you want. We got the best subs out there, so probably let's just get to the best game of the day to start it off. Spin, you're talking Chiefs versus Bucks. Ravens versus Bills is right up there as well. Both will have weather effects on that game. Multiple ones in the East Coast, unless you're in the Dome, as Sosa alluded to. But Sosa, since you said you're the Bills and the Ravens guy, you have to do double duty here then. We can remove ourselves if you want to argue with yourself.
No, it's fine. Y'all can stay.
You're good at that. You're really good at arguing with yourself.
You know what? Like, I'm actually not, bro, because I'm always right. So it's like, it's very difficult. It's like such a difficult task arguing both sides when you're always right. It's super hard. Pause. But yeah, this is a great matchup between two really good teams, two teams that have a lot of high expectations. I mean, y'all know how much I love Josh Allen. He's just a special talent, freak arm, freak athlete. He's really gritty. He's not even sneaky athletic. He's just athletic.
Sneaky athletic.
I love the guy.
Not like Hunter Renfrow, right?
Or Cooper Kupp. He's sneaky. He'll sneak up on you.
Hunter Renfrow and Cooper Kupp are sneaky athletic.
They're sneaky. Josh Allen,
they're pretty athletic for white guys.
Yeah, he was built in a different type of lab for sure. But yeah, again, in regards to this one, I like the over. I think depending on weather, though, I heard that it wasn't supposed to rain hard in Philly, and it's a monsoon out right now. It looks insane. So depending on the weather, If it rains, I actually lean more towards the Ravens because their ability to run the ball. I think we saw last week. I don't want to call it a blueprint because in order for something to be a blueprint, it has to be duplicated. Miami did a really good job of playing a lot of zone and spamming a lot of stuff to make Josh Allen work. The number one thing I give Josh Allen credit for is his patience. I've been talking about it all week. Early in his career, he got really thirsty. He wanted the big play. He wanted to take the shot play. He took everything the defense gave him last week, and they still lost the game. So while Baltimore's defense has not looked impressive because they've had some breakdowns in the back end, I do believe that Baltimore at home can be good enough to win. Take the points. Obviously, everything we're going to get from Buffalo is based on expectation. So it's going to be a very interesting situation for me to just monitor. I like Baltimore today. Spin, Rex, what are y'all thinking? And obviously, y'all didn't think I was going to come on our show and pick against Lamar Jackson. Like, I would never fucking do that.
Well, and especially not Josh Allen.
I got two quick hits before you go, and then you can do your nice little spiel about it. Keep it nice and simple. Diggs, anytime touchdown score, -105. Started off in easy with the quick play here. I mean, even if the weather's there, I'm not going to trust the Ravens secondary yet. You can take maybe a flyer on McKenzie or Gabe Davis potentially if you want some longer shots. I just like Diggs matchup too much. And then Lamar as home dog, he's come through a lot in his career. You'd be very, very profitable, man, if you just back that. So,
absolutely.
Yep.
What other breakdown do you have before we hop to our next game?
Yeah, so just some public betting numbers for you right now. This is one of the most heavily bet games of the week. Not a big surprise. 134,430 bets as of now. The Lions opened at Bills -4. It's moved to -3. That's pretty consistent with there's 54% of the bets, 31% of the cash on the Bills, 46 and 69 on the opposite side on the Ravens. That's pretty consistent. Not a huge, no real line or trend movements there. The big thing that I like in this one, though, is all things Stephon Diggs. He has some fantastic matchups right now with Humphrey and with Jalen Amar Davis. From a PFF grade perspective, matches up incredibly well with them. Huge matchup advantage, and he should face approximately 33 snaps against those two guys. So I like your Diggs prop. I think you can take Diggs reception. I like Diggs for pretty much everything in this game. Gabriel Davis back for the Bills, but he is playing at much less than 100%. So I just think that the matchup there is way, way, way too good. But as far as the game goes, I don't really have a take on the game here. I would project it to be a higher scoring game unless the rain turns into an absolute monsoon. So that's all I got for this one.
Finesse the books. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence this morning. Could have swore you got the memo. Tell us what you got for today.
Always, bro. What up?
Tell us what you got for today.
I love you guys' takes on the game. I think a lot of the same things as well. Obviously, the weather's a major question mark, like you guys said, all up and down the East Coast. My favorite look before the weather concerns was Lamar scrimmage yards. The addition with the passing and the rushing. Clear MVP so far for me this year through the first 3 weeks. Obviously early. Normally this will kind of just be a popcorn game for me, just kind of sitting and learning. But you guys don't have me on here to sit and not have anything for the game. So I do like a couple of things. First one is Mark Andrews receiving yards. I got it at 62.5. We obviously know that Mark Andrews is the guy for Lamar. Safety blanket, we all know that, but the numbers this year have just been staggering. 35% target share, which is the highest in the league, above guys like Cooper Kupp, Devonte Adams, Justin Jefferson. The next closest tight end in terms of target share is Tyler Higbee, all the way at 23%, and Andrews is at 35%. So just staggering numbers. He's hit this number in 2 or 3 games so far this year. One game he didn't was Week 1 versus the Jets, kind of just a cruise game for the Ravens. He's hit it in 7 of his last 8 games in 5 straight home games. The Bills linebacking core has been really good this year. I like what I've seen from them. I think they have guys that can match up pretty well with Andrews, but it's Lamar Jackson effect with all the pre-snap motion, the read option kind of stuff that's going to pull the linebackers closer towards the line of scrimmage and give separate their eyes from what's going on in the middle of the field. So I like that. And the weather and game script, like you guys were talking about, I think it's a perfect situation for Andrews to kind of sneak in there. I think he gets 6 or 7 receptions, which should be plenty to clear this number. I stayed off the Lamar scrimmage yards. I think the weather and that type of situation favors Josh Allen a little bit more of a downhill runner, more kind of a physical runner than a finesse runner. I think Lamar can go off, but the weather scares me there. Other than that, I'm teasing the Ravens with something else for obvious reasons. I think the Ravens have a really good chance to win this game. So I got them at 9.5, teasing them up, pairing that with something else. But that's really it. Should be a very interesting game for both teams. I do lean towards the Ravens winning the game with Sauce. But yeah, love Mark Andrews and love Ravens in a teaser.
I like
So,
it.
you got anything else to wrap this one up?
No, y'all covered it well, man. Make sure y'all check out my boy Finesse the Books. The Classroom Discord. Look like you guys are doing some really fire things in there, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to you, and appreciate you, making sure you join us this morning. Any other action that you're on today, best of luck. Make sure y'all follow them. If you have any free plays, make sure you check those out. Definitely looking forward to basketball. 16 more days. We're right back in the mix. So,
yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you as always for having me.
My man.
All right, where's that mouse? Now, as we get into the next game, as usual, make sure you follow and tap in with all of the analysts we're bringing in. You missed him yesterday, but he's tapping in for his duty on Sunday morning. Quarterbacks here for the Eagles versus the Jags matchup. We got our man Goose coming in here. So, Goose, how you feeling?
I'm in my PJs. The weather's pretty shitty outside in Jersey. I'm going to watch Red Zone all day because I don't get the Eagles-Jags game on TV. I got to watch the Giants and the Jets. But
that's what streaming's for, man. I already got it set up and ready.
Yeah, you're committed. I need to worry about my fantasy teams too. But let me tell you what, though. Sosa mentioned the weather. I'm betting the over today, despite the weather. I think the Eagles and the Jaguars, their run games, like, sure, their throw games or their passing games are going to be a little affected, but these two teams can hit 44 with this weather. I think Travis Etienne and James Robinson, Trevor Lawrence running the ball. I mean, right there, the Jags are going to get 21 at least. The Eagles, we all know their run attack. So I'm really liking this over. I like how it keeps dropping. I'm going to see if it keeps dropping. See if I can get 43 maybe come game time.
You're really going to trust the receivers after, let's just say, the cakewalk. And I know the Eagles haven't played a murderer's row to start, but you're going to believe the receivers this week against these corners?
The Jags got
We're grilling goose today. I told you I was coming for you last night. We're grilling up some geese today.
The Jaguars have no corners, and like Trevor Lawrence is a god. So when you're not open, you're still open. Zay Jones is the most underrated receiver in the league.
He's playing hurt.
That's all right.
Who Zay?
Yeah,
he was almost ruled out. He was almost ruled out.
He'll play today though.
Decoy. Watch for decoy.
Listen, I'm a Dougie P guy. I know in Philly they're gonna give him a great ovation today.
Just to start.
The coach responsible for the one measly championship you guys have ever accrued in the history of the franchise.
Why do you think I'm wearing the shirt today?
Oh, that's very nice. Shout out to Doug. Listen, I think Philly wins the game. I think it's a lot closer than a 6.5-point game. Obviously, the weather will play a part. I think Trevor Lawrence throws a pick today, just because, like I said, the weather. I could see like deflected pass, safety coming up with one. Obviously, also Bradbury and Slay have been lights out to start the year. we're talking a lot about Slay because he's gotten the picks, but Bradbury's been very good. He's been very, very good. No one seems to even be noticing that. They just
Gardner Johnson over the top has just been the best part on top of it.
They're just kind of like glazing over the fact, like, no, like Bradbury's playing really fucking good too. Obviously, we understand where the steam comes from for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been lights out, not even like lights out. They've played damn near perfect football 3 weeks through. Whether it's dominating at the line of scrimmage, whether it's being really good in the back end, whether it's getting to the quarterback in situational football, they've done everything. And their quarterback has performed at an extremely high level. The only reason I lean Eagles, the game's at the crib, but I do like Jacksonville with the points. That's my favorite pick. I think Jacksonville's going to be the team that you're not going to smoke them. They have competent coaching. They have a legit quarterback. They also have the best quarterback in their division by a mile. By a mile.
Feels good.
But it like I said, it'll take a couple people more time to catch on. But he's without question the best quarterback in the AFC South. It's not even a conversation.
Yeah, for this one, for me, public favors the Jags here. 117,000 bets so far. Open at Jags +7 now, down to +6.5. 52% of bets and money are both on the Jags. Same thing with the under here. So a little bit of contrarian to what Goose said. I understand why you're taking the over. From a fantasy perspective here, Eagles, I mean, you're starting all the normal guys anyway. It doesn't really make a difference what the weather looks like. Same thing with, I think at this point, I think James Robinson has to be a must start every week. I think that if you have Trevor Lawrence and another kind of platooning quarterback, it's really hard to bench Trevor Lawrence at this point. With the weather potentially pending here, I'm not sure that I would use a whole lot of shares of anybody from this game for DFS just because there is the potential that it could really impact things. The only two I might consider are Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, just because they're Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. So, but as far as the game itself goes, I don't have a strong take for either one of these two teams. I'm just saying from a fantasy perspective, start Brown, start Hurts, start Goddard, start James Robinson, and then after that it gets kind of iffy. Depends on what you need. So those are the only picks I have on this one.
There's no way you could start Lawrence or any of the receivers against that secondary.
Unless receiver.
So I agree with everything you just said. The players you just named, and also every player that you just named, you can get them the ball without having to throw it downfield, especially with the conditions. So I love all the looks you just shared.
And I, as I've said many times on this show and elsewhere, I'm the wrong person to ask about should you start Miles Sanders, because I hate the way Nick Sirianni coaches his run game, and Miles Sanders has burned me so many times. So just for anybody watching this show, don't ever ask me a question about Miles Sanders because I'm horribly biased.
Funny you mentioned him. Hold on real quick. Funny you mentioned him. I am actually on the opposite of him today. I like Kenny Gainwell to score a touchdown at +300. No Boston Scott. Kenny's going to have a bigger role in the offense. And I just think that, if they're not getting it done with Sanders, I think Gainwell is going to be a very, very good third down option. And with no Boston Scott, the backfield is going to be split between those two. It's not going to be nobody else. It's going to be those two guys. I think Trey Sermon's active today. So trust me, I saw him play last year in San Francisco. He sucks. So Gainwell for sure. I like Gainwell +300 anytime touchdown. I think it's worth the value for certain.
When you go for Trey Sermon, when you go from a high draft pick and basically the anointed successor for the Niners to cut in less than 12 months, you suck.
Yeah, he's not good. He runs like he got a backpack on and he's 6 months pregnant.
So Goose, before we send you out of here, this is the Jags come back down to earth spot, because maybe we can keep playing the spin zone. It was Urban who didn't set the team up for success last year. Your 3 games so far, Washington, Colts never win in Florida. And then the last one, I think this is the one against the Chargers, who just are doing malpractice basically at this point. Their shout out to the Dolphins that are taking the heat off them. Your line's looking pretty solid so far. I just think this is where Cox and Graham and the rest of the crew just bring Lawrence back down to earth, and we see what happens to him when he has too much pressure in his face. You get some of the old times.
Shout out to Chris Olave, just scored a touchdown.
I'm going to leave you guys with one play. Trevor Lawrence, over 12.5 rushing yards.
All right. Make sure to be following Goose. He's always with us on Paid for Play and Sunday Morning QBs as our Jags correspondent. All right. What do we got for the next one? The Browns versus the Falcons. We'll bring in our man Bullpen Bets for this one here. The helicopter man himself. Bullpen, are you in a cop car?
And you got to get Matt. You got to get Matt up here too. For our five. You're muted, Bullpen. You're muted. You're on mute.
No, his mic ain't working.
Your mic's not working. Bring Matt in though. Bring Mantis, our boy for the Falcons. Sebastian's dad, 19 is it? My guy, how are you? You're on mute too.
What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just excited about another football Sunday.
Yeah. No, this is going to be a tight game. Do we want to wait for Bullpen? You want me to kind of just jump in?
Y'all are good. Bullpen, you good?
I don't think he's good still.
Not right yet. No. But so yeah, we get into it with you. Obviously, it's the Cleveland Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. Games being played in Atlanta indoors. The Browns on a high right now. They looked really, really good through the first 3 weeks. Really good. Outside of giving a game away against the Jets, the offensive line has been absolutely dominating. On the other side for me, Atlanta has shown a lot of great, play design, a lot of good play calling. It's still an idiot at quarterback, but Arthur Smith's done a really good job of deploying his weapons, and it's giving his team an opportunity to win games or just keep it close. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I actually pulled some information. Both quarterbacks in this game are top 10 in EPA, meaning they are not creating, crazy turnovers. They're moving the ball efficiently. The Falcons, as far as the run game goes, is very efficient moving the ball. As far as running it, success rate, and obviously you have Cleveland who can literally run out of any formation and just pick up yards. So this is just be a very ground and pound game. Obviously, the only thing kind of going for us, I would say, is Cleveland is pretty banged up on that defensive line. They're going to be out there defensive tackle. Myles Garrett's going to be out now. I don't know exactly what's going on with Jadeveon Clowney. Obviously, he's good as far as shooting the gaps go. This is going to really come down to our tackles with Jake Matthews and Caleb McGarry as far as being able to contain defensive ends from getting back or splitting in there. I have no idea what's going on with Cordell Patterson. We just actually elevated Caleb Huntley to the 53-man roster. Cordell, has been battling with an injury this week. Some think we're just doing some game management as far as keeping him. We're running him to the ground. That's just kind of what Arthur Smith is going to do. If you have somewhat of fresh legs, he's going to run you. So I'm looking at some Tyler Algier, looking at some yards. I don't know about the anytime touchdown for him, but that's actually at plus 105. But I'm actually looking at any tight end to score. If you can sprinkle a little bit on that on any tight end for the Falcons or any tight end for Cleveland, because this is going to be a crazy game. Kobe Brissett. We'll see. He's going to try to keep the ball underneath. He's going to try to dink and dunk as much as he can to get there. There's some names that I like for Cleveland. David Bell. I think David Bell is going to be, sneaky in the slot. And then, that's pretty much what I have as of right now. I feel like the Cleveland Browns linebackers are pretty lackluster. So that's why I'm kind of looking at our tight ends. Obviously, you have Kyle Pitts, but, they're going to lock in on Kyle Pitts. Drake London. That's, he has a big test today. He definitely has a big test going against these defensive backs for Cleveland. But as far as the Amari Cooper situation, I feel like A.J. Terrell kind of showed up last week, especially against someone like DK. A.J. doesn't really do good against bigger wide receivers, but against wide receivers like Amari, he pretty much locks people down like that. So that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. I'm definitely taking the Falcons right now in the teaser with them, and I think Arizona. I don't know. I feel strong that we may pull this win out today, but you never know. Growing up a Falcons fan, that's just kind of what you expect at this point, that anything that can go wrong goes wrong in the fourth quarter, and we'll just kind of see how that one plays out.
Bullpen, let's try it again. How you doing this morning?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we Gucci.
All right, check this out. I'm going to make this quick. I got the Browns, -1, +1, whatever, money line, get it in. Both kickers. I like over 1.5 field goals for both kickers. Koo, he's going to be a busy guy today. And then my boy from LSU, you got to love that. But those are my 3 plays for the show. York is it's juicy. It's like -130, over 1.5. And Koo is -110 maybe. I like both of those. Browns should handle these guys easy. I know the line's tight, but basically both of these offenses are consolidated. It's Drake, Drake London, Mariota, and Patterson for the Falcons. Those are the guys that score. And on the other side,
Pitts love.
No, well, Pitts he's just not an end zone guy, not yet, anyways. And then on the other side,
He don't score touchdowns in America.
That's what it is. With Cleveland, it's all Cooper. It's Cooper, it's Hunt, it's Chubb, Njoku. Last year they spread the ball around a lot more because they didn't have a guy like Cooper. So the Harrison Bryants and all these other guys just aren't getting the reps. I love David Bell. I think he's a great talent, but he's just not implemented in the offense yet. And with Brissett, he's probably going to focus on those top 3-4 guys until Watson comes in. He'll spread the ball around more, but those are your guys to target. It's pretty easy. It's a tunnel type situation, but that's all I got. I'm glad. I appreciate you guys bringing me on. Obviously I'm on the road, so I don't have my setup and I had a little bit of tech issues, but that's what I got. Both kickers and the Browns.
As long as you brought winners, it's good.
All 3 of those are going to win today. It's and then if you guys want another play, I'm on pretty heavy is the Titans +3.5. I like them in that spot today. But that's what I got. That's all I got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll make this real quick with apologies to Bullpen. Falcons win this game. Falcons money line. No Clowney no Garrett Clowney questionable. The only thing that I have a question mark here about, though, is Cordarrelle Patterson. He is starting to show his age. I think had 153 rushes last year, and he's over 30. That's the highest in his career by far. He was run 17 plus times in the first 3 games. His knee injury has kept him limited or out in practice all week. So yeah, I would agree with Sebastian about Tyler Algier here today. Any of his TD or yardage props make a whole lot of sense here. And, looking at from a matchup perspective, all of the Browns receivers from PFF have extremely poor matchups against the Falcons corners. So I think unless the Browns can just run through them, which yes, they have in some games, but I think the Falcons do just enough to win here. So in a short spread at 1.5, there is some pretty heavy sharp action. If you believe line movement trends, there's some pretty heavy sharp action here going on the Falcons, both money line and spread. You can take the 1.5 at -107. I would just rather take the money line at plus odds, especially at home. That's all I got for this one.
The rule of thumb I'm on, anything under 3. If it's under 3 and you're taking the points, you take the points. But if you're laying, you just do the money line because of these kickers and the 2 points and these coaches. And that's the thing I've been doing over the last couple seasons, and it's panned out. Don't lay the 2.5, just do the money line. But if you're on the dog, then you take the 2.5, not the money line, because there's a lot of 1 and 2 point games the last couple seasons. So it's a thing. It's worked out good for me, and that would be my suggestion and my advice on that.
Sebastian, you got anything else? And Bullpen, I'll drop you out so you can get back on the road and keep doing what you're doing. Make sure to be following Bullpen Bets, the helicopter man.
No, I'm just hoping, we're not overlooking this game because obviously Brady's coming to town. So, we got to stay focused and get this job done. At right now, Cleveland is wounded, and at the end of the day, we gotta be able to capitalize on this. This is what Arthur Smith and Dean Pease is trying to preach as far as changing the culture.
For sure, man. Like I said, I'm a big Arthur Smith guy. I think that if you watch the tape of this team, the play design, the play calling is a thing of beauty. He will never be fired by Atlanta. He's going to have to make his way out of it's remarkable to see them even perform at any level with what they're given next year, man. With Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Ridley. Whew. This offense could be something out of this world next year once y'all get a decent quarterback. I like Mariota and everything, but I think that Desmond Ritter's waiting. I think he's just warming up the seat for him, to be totally honest.
You just got to keep Ridley off of FanDuel, DraftKings, Bovada. No. Hold on. I think that him being suspended for that is the stupidest thing on earth, especially when the NFL has FanDuel and DraftKings as two of their sponsors. That's a whole nother conversation.
How about the Superdome having Caesar's fucking sportsbook on it?
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Just saying, man. It's kind of crazy. But
yeah, happy belated birthday, Sosa. Let's make some money today. And shout out to NC State for scoring in the last couple of minutes, because that made my day last night hitting that parlay.
Appreciate you, my brother. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Best of luck on all your action.
Man, it's crazy. When we get 5 people, StreamYard doesn't just be smart and know how we like it. Steelers, Jags. Or Jets, my bad. I'll fix that real quick. Any thoughts on that one?
Absolutely not. Nothing. I got nothing.
I mean, Zach Wilson to throw an interception. If you can find a prop where Zach Wilson to throw 2 interceptions, take that. From a fantasy perspective, Najee Harris, you're starting anyway. Deontay Johnson, you're probably starting anyway. And the only other person I would even consider starting would be Garrett Wilson. And in deep leagues, Breece Hall. That's
helicopter. It. I got 2 helicopter plays. Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah. One's at plus 1,300. One's at plus 470 to score a touchdown. If Uzomah suits up, which I would think he would, he did all the offseason throwing stuff with Zach Wilson. He was hanging out with the guy all fucking summer. I think one of those tight ends score today. If it's not Conklin, it'll be Uzomah. If it's not Uzomah, it'll be Conklin. Both are worth the bet. I think that's the one thing I can say definitively that I like about Zach Wilson is that there's very little to take away from the tape that we got from him last year, right? Because they were just so god awful, and they're pretty bad this year too. But his ability to throw the ball over the middle of the field, he does have a rocket arm. There's no disputing that. The arm talent's there. It's clear as day. Yes, my expectation is I'd never bet on the Jets, but I 100% believe that a tight end for the New York Jets scores today.
All right. Let's bring in our next analyst of the day, tapping in for the Giants versus the Bears game. And we got Taze hopping in with us. And back-to-back weeks, we got a total under 40. We're going to see another Big Ten game today? Because that looks like a Michigan hoodie.
Another week, another boring Giant game. What can we say?
But they're productive.
They've been great. I'm proud of what they've done so far. I mean, this is really like kind of a rebuilding year for them, kind of evaluation, set the culture, set the foundation, see what they have, and move forward. So I'm very pleased that they're 2-1, and they've been competing. Last week was a little rough, but outside of that, I'm impressed. And today, I think, is a very winnable game. If the Giants don't win, I would be very disappointed.
So from a play perspective, or if you want to break it down X and O wise with the weather factored in, what are you liking here?
So obviously we're getting the remnants of Ian up here in the, East Coast. But to be honest with you, I'm looking at the weather report now and I see very little, just maybe a little, 37% chance of rain, 47% chance of rain. So, and the wind's only 15 miles an hour. Usually if it's 20 plus, I worry. 15, not as bad, obviously. Yeah, we're kind of used to that. It's a wind tunnel in East Rutherford. So I think they're kind of used to that. But today, it's all about Saquon Barkley for me. Obviously, we know Shepard's out. This guy's going to be the workhorse. He's the engine of the team. So I took his rushing yards over 78.5. I locked it in right when they posted it. It was minus 115 on DK. It's now minus 80.5. I think it still cashes. I think we see a 100-yard game from him. I'm taking him for a touchdown. If the Giants are going to score, he's going to be the one to do it. That's also minus 125 on DK. There's one prop I've been looking for, and I don't know. I know Roquan Smith, right, on the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find his tackles and assists anywhere. And if you can find 8.5 or 9.5, that would definitely be a play for me, because I think the Giants are going to, like I said, control the clock, keep the ball on the ground with Saquon, and Roquan's going to be the one to clean up the mess. So those would be probably my three main plays.
Yeah, when I'm going through the ATD scores, then we'll get Sosa and Spin's thoughts on this game. Richie James plus 210 and Mooney plus 225 are your two top wide receivers, best odds to score here today. So that's where you really have to make me force a play here. Bellinger, anytime touchdown score at plus 425. I'd throw a little flyer on that just because right down in the red zone offense, I can definitely see him cashing in if they elect to do the play action instead of going with Saquon. And Saquon's odds are only at minus 130. But Spin, what do you like here?
I like that I'll probably be on other channels when this game is on. No offense to anybody, but
it's not one you want to watch.
Yeah,
no.
For DFS, if you're playing any cash game DFS, you can easily fit Khalil Herbert in. Filled in very admirably for David Montgomery. Actually, has outperformed David Montgomery this year, well over 100 yards. He should see 20 plus touches today with Montgomery out. And then I would probably look to take any of the props that he has. The other thing that I would actually look at for this one is there are a few Giants guys that actually have decent matchups against Bears corners. And the one that you wouldn't think of that I think, I don't know if I would take a prop on it, but I think that if you want to take a super, super deep flyer in DFS would be David Sills. So that would be my GPP flyer. If you need a super, super cheap guy to fill out your lineup, if you're going to spend up elsewhere, David Sills would be a prop for me. I think that he's got a semi-decent chance to score. Probably should see about 4 to 5 catches, I would think, for 35 to 40 yards. So when you're getting minimum price and you're getting a guy that's going to have 2% or less ownership, that will pay off. So those are the only things I have for this one.
Sosa, give me the Bears side or any plays you got here before we get into our next game.
Oh, you want the Bears side?
Yeah, I was about to say, we kind of neglected the Bears here.
I got you. And with the first pick in the 2023 NFL draft, that's all I got. I got nothing else. That's all I got, bro.
Giants have one of those picks.
I'm good. I'm not. I got nothing in regards to
True, you do have one of those.
The Giants have one of those picks, Sosa.
They fucking suck, bro. You'll get nothing positive out of me. Next game, Taze, thank you. Legacy Sports 101. Make sure you guys are locked in. I got nothing for this.
Appreciate you. Happy birthday. Love you guys. Let's get some money.
You tapping in. Make sure to be following him on all of his outlets. All right. What's the next game we got? Oh, we got the Heat coming. Because are they the only winless team left?
I don't think they're the only winless team.
Well, the Houston's kind of feels like one, but they have a tie.
It kind of feels like it because they've been a fucking colossal disappointment. I can't believe I put so much stock into Derek fucking Carr. I went out on a limb, dog. I went out on a limb. I was like, yo, he's going to be an MVP candidate. They went and got his boy. They got Hunter Renfrow in the slot, Darren Waller. The offense is going to be electric. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes stink. Derek Carr fucking sucks. Oh, what's up, KD?
What's going on, players?
How you feeling, bro?
How's the recovery going, man?
It's going, bro. I'm in you can't really see it here, but I'm in this cast for another 4 months, bro. So
they got him out here looking like one of them
bionic man. I'm looking like the bionic man, dog. I'm looking like Jax from Mortal Kombat. If y'all follow Mortal Kombat, I'm looking like Jax right now. I'm looking like Jax right now. But like I say, man, I take it day by day, man. I'm blessed, so I can't complain, man.
Love to hear it, man. So
you already know.
I was just bashing your
Talk to
team,
me,
man.
dog. Talk to me. I heard you. Talk to me.
Listen, man, what the fuck is going on out there?
I wish I could tell you, bro, but like every season, it's either like we could have the conversation, bro. Like, what is it? Is it Derek Carr? Is it the play calling? Is it McDaniels? I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we have no rushing TDs. You know what I mean? The offensive line hasn't been as bad as people thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way worse. Like, it's been okay, I personally think it's the play calling. Like,
that and Renfro fumbled the game away twice against Arizona.
Yeah, but like for me on that, like I would just ran the ball to Jacobs. I would have got into field goal range. And after Carlson is good from 50, 55, whatever it was going to be. You know what I mean? So, and then after, I don't know if you guys saw the Dan Orlovsky tweet about like the times that like Tay is open and like, it looks like he already knows where he wants to throw the ball. Cause I guess like McDaniel's telling me, throw it to this guy. But like, if you guys played football, you guys watch football, like, just throw it to the guy that's open, bro. Like, who cares? If he ends up having 10, 12, 15 catches in the game, so be it. But as long as you get that dub. So like, I personally think it's a play calling, but like, it's a must-win game for us today, especially at home. Like, we go down 0-4, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if McDaniels might just like walk out on us.
Y'all with the first pick. I know you're saying that about the Bears.
I hear you, bro. But like,
fucking figure this one out, bro.
But I already tweeted it out. Like, we have money. Like, I'll give Lamar the $300 million guaranteed if he needs it next season, bro. I'll give him the $300 million next season.
Mark Davis has the money.
He has the money.
He's cashing out on everything. New stadium, Las Vegas Aces. The man is.
Yeah, the Aces just won.
Cashing the fuck out right now. It's no question.
You know what I mean?
Out. Like he
can't be in Vegas and like give like and like show like a poor product. So like Denver hasn't been that great. You know what I mean? Russ hasn't been that like we need to get a win. Like we need to get a win today at 4:00. Like it's must win.
Is your defense just playing like bend don't break now at this point? That's like the biggest thing I'm seeing is you're not allowing 30 plus, and the offense is just missing out each game because you're in each one. That's like the 100%. Only thing I'm seeing, especially in the Cardinals game. Maybe that's because you're supposed to play prevent in that situation.
Yeah, but like I mean, we got this guy Chandler Jones, $17 million, and he's just pissing the bed. He hasn't done anything. In that Cardinals game, like you're putting like Max Crosby back in coverage when he should be rushing the passer. Like, I'm not too fond of our new DC. I was good with Gus Bradley, but I guess, they saw different things. I was happy. I think the defense wasn't as good with Gus, but, like, he had those guys moving in a certain direction. Now this defense is better than what Gus had, but it's a little bit different. Like, let Max Crosby do his thing. Chandler Jones, I was a big fan on the signing, but now, like, at $17 million, like, he ain't doing nothing. I was good with Yannick. Like, he looked like he embodied the whole Raiders mentality, and like him and Crosby, they're good. Chandler just chilling. So the defense hasn't even been that bad. This hasn't been that bad either.
This is the problem with signing Chandler Jones. We know he only plays 5 good games a year anyway.
Facts.
Right, like we've seen that's been his career. Like last year he had 5 sacks week 1, completely disappeared for 6 weeks. So and we all know it was a 50-50 boom or bust type of signing. God, Justin Jefferson's going crazy.
Yeah, I was just watching that game. So, I mean, in terms of like for me plays, like my trust and truth is Derek Carr 1.5. I've been like that's been getting me money week after week because we don't run the ball or running for TDs. So like that 1.5 TD is good with. I kind of like the over. I think it's at 40. It's 45.5. I like the game to go a little bit over. So, like, those are, like, my 2, like, main plays. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Tay touchdown. I think Waller has a bounce-back game. Like, he had a few drops last game. So, I like to see that. And Mac Hollins, I don't know if he's going to go for 100 again. But, like...
Throwing the Mac Hollins over Devonte Adams in clutch situations. Tell the Eagles fans that they laugh real hard.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, those are, like, probably, like, 2-3 plays that I really like. I want to hear, like, what your guys' take is on it.
My take, and I'll let the guys wrap this one up here, is if you're liking the over, I hope you have the Raiders scoring 35 and Noodle Arm doesn't figure out how to run the offense this week. That's my thoughts on your overplay. I hope the Raiders are scoring 67% of those points.
Yeah, I am all about the Raiders here. You have a team desperate for a win, and you have that against Nathaniel Hackett, who has proven to be completely inept as a head coach so far.
Can't coach.
I just completely inept as a head coach so far and as a play caller. So I will definitely take the Raiders in this one. I'll take the Raiders. I'll take the points. And especially if you give me under 3, I will take that. But the other thing that I think that we should do is I want to see Mark Davis with a haircut like KD. I think that'd be fresh, man. That'd be sick. So whatever he gets, it's got to be better than the shit he's got now. So anyways,
you don't like the Anna Winter special?
Yeah.
No,
I want to see Mark Davis rocking a KD haircut.
Him and Anna Winter have the same hairdo.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, but for a DFS play here in large scale DFS tournaments, Darren Waller is a pretty easy take for me. Great price point. And with Kelsey not on the main slate and with some of the weather issues elsewhere, I think that he's probably going to see under 10% ownership. And that's just a very, very easy take for a guy that has 2 TD upside and can, or could easily go for 100 yards. Not saying he's going to, but he has that upside. The other thing, like KD said, I love the Mac Hollins one, especially since Devonte is probably going to be busy with Surtain. So Rex is shaking his head. Rex doesn't like Mac Hollins, huh?
It's just wild to see where he came in. He was getting the ball in the clutch situations last week over Devonta. I mean, he was on the Dolphins prior seasons, but he was a Eagles guy where he was the practice squad one where everyone wanted him up, and maybe he's finally showing out.
Yeah.
Man, y'all don't like the Eagles fans also don't like anybody who leaves the team and is good. They hate on every single guy.
Does any fan of any franchise?
If you leave Philly fans immediately shit on your name. It doesn't matter what you did for them. It doesn't matter if they liked you as a player. The minute you're no longer wearing a Philly uniform, they just don't like you. And that's what it is. That's what it is, Rex. Let's be honest.
No, I was just saying, thrown to him over Adams multiple times last week. That's really all it was for me.
No, hold on. The worst last week was the back corner throw where Waller and Adams were in the same spot, and they were just looking at each other like, the fuck are you doing here? Like, we practiced this. That was when I was like, okay, McDaniel's having issues here, because they literally look at each other like, did we miss something?
Yeah.
And they're no, like that was the play call. Like that was the adjustment at the line. He told me to run back pylon. And then he said, Devonte, you do the same thing. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
But you know what's also crazy to me? I just want to add one quick thing before we get out. Is like, Derek Carr's a 9-year vet and he has no control of the line. When he's in the huddle, he has no control. That's insanity to me.
Hey man,
insanity. Doesn't trust him.
Real quick, I just seen a comment. I might have ordered a Brooklyn Nets number 10 jersey. I might have.
Man, fuck Ben Simmons, bro. Get him out. Yeah, thank you, Greg. Yo, man, get out of here, bro.
I was ahead of you on that one.
Yo, man, get out of here with that.
I was about to say, man. Katie, you cool to co-host the last 2 with us? We can let Sophie get on it this Okay, make sure you be following Katie.
You already know.
Twitter
guys,
and all his
guys.
outlets. We appreciate him.
I'm gonna be on Twitter, man. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna be out there, talking about the games until it's done tonight. So hold it down, guys.
My man.
All right, we got 2 games left on the slate. Then we can hit some rapid fire with any questions, any targets, anything else we like for the day. Packers, Patriots, Brian Hoyer versus A-Rod.
What before we bring the 2 of them on, right? This is my question. When the fuck was the last time we seen the Patriots as a 10-point dog? When was the last time we seen that?
I bet on the Patriots last week. Wasn't fun.
A 10-point dog, though. That's crazy.
I can't wait to hear this edition of the Foxborough Time.
Listen, I'm dipping. I'm letting y'all handle this.
Yeah.
We got the fireworks.
Drop me and bring me back.
I got nothing to say.
Drop me and bring me back.
Yeah. Holla at y'all.
Prop God. Why are you running? Because you got shown up last week by Prop?
No.
Prop God.
Actually,
San Miguel. It's a holy war. What's up?
Yeah. Before you drop me, I got to give a shout out to Prop God because he called Green Bay last week. He was right. I was wrong. So
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
But
one thing about that guy, he's going to talk a lot of shit.
No, that's fine. That's fine. He was right. I was wrong. I
Dude,
can admit it.
I'm humble, man. He said I should be humble, bro. You know.
So, but yeah, Rex, you can go ahead and drop me because I want to hear the Foxborough Times against Prop God here.
So do I. This
right, we're
is the
going
matchup I've been
2v2
waiting for
here.
today.
All
So
right.
y'all got it.
Miguel, you can go ahead. What you got, bro?
No, look, I want to give the Packers the regular season champions of the world for the last 5-6 years. I want to give you all props. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. He's cool. And look, man, we handicapped right now. We playing with an offensive coordinator at quarterback and a defensive coordinator at offensive coordinator. So have your fun. Y'all gonna be Lambo leaping. That's fine. That's cool. Y'all look, y'all got us. Y'all got us. But yeah. I mean, besides that, I don't really have nothing else nice to say about y'all. So go off.
You ain't got no props in none though. None you like. I know it ain't a lot of value in it. So
it's really not. I wouldn't dare come on here and talk about player props for no Patriots right now. I would leave that to the prop god. So
well, now for me, I mean, the spread being at a 10, I mean, I don't take 10-point spreads in NFL. If we're looking at ATS, though, the Patriots haven't covered the spread yet this season. The Packers are 2-1. The Packers also was the best team in the NFL at covering the spread at home, 7-2 last year. So,
and they're the best team in the regular season. They are.
I mean, I guess I could take that as a compliment, bro. You know, but then we go to the ground game, which I think both teams will be heavy on the ground. Of course, you got Brian Hoyer. The Packers look to establish the run every week. They couldn't do it against Tampa Bay, but who really can at this point? The Packers are allowing almost 5 yards a carry. The same thing with New England. So I think we see a lot of the running backs today. I do think Ramondre Stevenson can have some success as his volume has ticked up. His production has as well. You know, he's living up to it here in year 2. So I think he can get some yards today. One look I got Aaron Jones 45 rushing yards parlay with the game to go under 49.5 points. There's no way I don't see this game getting 50 points at all, bro. That's at a -110 on DraftKings, so decent value. I think it'll be something similar to how the Packers got Aaron Jones going against the Bears, because I mean he is the engine to me. He's more explosive than Dylan as well. So I think he gets 45. He probably can cover his regular over too, but I like to mix it up a little bit. My second look is going to be Romeo Doubs 4 receptions, parlay with Ramondre Stevenson 30 rushing yards. That's on DK as well. That's at a -120. I mean, Dobbs is going to be the guy to me.
That's real. What you're saying is we going into the frozen tundra, right? Our offense is 1930 style, so where we look to run the ball. If you're looking at like props right now, player props are really like low for running back. So Ramondre Stevenson carries is at 11. Damian Harris at 11. Bro, you can potentially get that in the first half. So I'd be looking at that. This is basically going to be a ugly game. I think Bill Belichick knows we're limited on offense. So that means he's going to turn it into an ugly game. Matt Patricia, like I said, and Joe Judge, they owe me some answers because I just don't think they run a good offense. I don't think they don't put us in a position, or let's be real, they don't put Mac Jones in a position to look good. You know what I mean? He threw 3-4 picks last week. They expect him to be Superman at the end of the game, where he hasn't been throwing consistently for 3 quarters. And there's just too many questions about our offense. We're not consistent at all. But I think Bill Belichick shows up with a nice defense. Brian Hoyer won't turn the ball over until the 4th quarter, and that's where we'll lose it. So I actually had a look right now. The Patriots, we haven't been handling 4th quarters like well at all. And we're on the road. Hoyer is bound to fumble the bag. So there's a -3 up right now in the 4th quarter for the Packers. I jump on that. I don't think we close out this game.
I can see that.
It'll be close, and then we'll lose it. Kind of like what we saw with Baltimore.
Yeah, and that's the only game. So neither team has hit an over yet as far as sitting at 40. I'm sorry. The Patriots did against against Baltimore. But other than that, their first 2 games, they didn't hit a total over 40. The Packers have yet hit a total over 40, which is why I mixed the under in on that first look because, like you said, I expect it to be an ugly game, and I expect it to be heavy on the ground.
Prop guy, I got real questions from the Foxborough Times that we need to answer. Okay.
Oh, this Foxborough Times, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it really is. We have like 30 subscribers, and they pay $30,000 a month. So check this out. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's that guy. You know what I mean? I respect that. But tell me why y'all don't ever win come postseason. Why do y'all fumble the bag? Why do y'all never win like y'all last game of the season? Like y'all never do.
I mean, I'm not here.
And I spent two and a half semesters at Berkeley. So I technically can't talk bad about Rodgers. I need you to do it. Go ahead.
Oh, you're not gonna get me to talk bad about him, bro. I can't do it. It's impossible.
But you have to. He only has 1 ring.
But we here to talk about the Patriots and Packers today. We getting a win today. That's what's important. We'll worry about the rest of the season as it goes along. Charles, Chuck, I see you in the comments, bro. You got your profile pic changed last week. Don't let it happen again, man. He tried to fade him last week, so relax in the comments, bro. But now, we only here to talk about today, bro. We're not worried about all that. It's a new year.
Is there a prop where Damian Harris will Lambeau leap in y'all crowd? Because he's getting a touch today. He's getting a touchy, right?
I can see him getting in the end zone. That's why I like both of them to have success on the ground. That's why it was hard for me to pick between Harris and Stevenson. So
Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers. Would you agree?
Are we done? Can they come back up here yet? Or there we go, Rex.
Do you agree on
that? I have some thoughts on that, but this isn't about my team, so we'll leave it at that.
So that was a good point with just bringing it fantasy perspective as well. If you handcuff both of the Patriots running back, it's kind of just been a coin flip of who's gotten the higher score each week. Stevenson looked solid last one. Harris popped the one, so it's just kind of been.
Yeah, and like the carries are low right now. So carry props are at 11.5 for both. And like I said, like we'll end up with that in the first half. If you watch a Patriot game, you swear to God you're watching TV in the 1930s. You know what I mean? Like we have an ugly offense. We're not consistent. You know what I mean? But
that Bills game in the monsoon last year was kind of like it's what they had to do to win the game, to run the triple option. But it's like, no, we really want to run the triple option. We would kind of might just get clowned a little too hard if we actually did that.
Yeah.
And wide receiver wise, Parker popped. He hurt us last week. What are they going to do this week?
Rex, man, look. Brian Hoyer, look, we're all messed up. Bill Belichick, this is the part in his movie where like he's slowly getting like dementia and everything, and he's still in love with himself in the past. But Brian Hoyer should actually be our offensive coordinator. We should be playing the rookie at quarterback. And I just don't know what we're doing. Joe Judge and Matt Patricia running the offense. Like, if you expect them to win, that's just like expecting Aaron Rodgers to win in a big game in November, December, or January. It's not going to happen. Ain't that right, prop guy?
I didn't hear what you said, bro.
So, prop, if Watson gets a touchdown today, are you going to be completely full in with both rookies showing up back-to-back weeks then? Because Watson, he was a little bit banged up. That's where if he shows up, I think it's scary.
I'm big on Dobbs than Watson. So you can't really go off the target share because Watson hasn't been there. But I mean, Dobbs got an 82% reception rate. He's caught 14 of the 16 passes that Aaron Rodgers has thrown to him. So that trust is there. With Watson, that's still yet to be seen for me.
Long threat. I think he could hit him today once for it. That's where it is.
Watson.
I
think the play action will be there today because they'll get Jones and Dillon going. So I think a look over the top is definitely possible for him. Yeah. So as far as the deep threat, especially with Sammy Watkins being gone. Yep. So that it has the potential.
All right. Well, we appreciate Prop God. We appreciate our man San Miguel Michael Means Jr., man of like 50 different names, but we appreciate them doing the head-to-heads because that's why we do this show, to highlight the analysts we bring in that's following the team week in, week out, even if it is a 10-point spread. But
Yeah, we
make sure to
appreciate
be
y'all.
following their work, tap in to all their outlets. They're producing all their own content, so follow them as well. All right, last game of the day. Yeah, I still keep trying to. These bots are coming in hard, and I keep saying the bots is when you know you make it, man. People are paying to try to get the subs off our channel. Block those bitches real quick. But bring in our man Chuck. We got Chiefs and Bucks. They just rotate primetime games. They slide in, make us watch an NFC East game every here and there to make us be like, all right, just give us the Chiefs and Bucks back, please, in some sort of fashion. Whoever they're playing, we basically got to pick them game here. Weather, once again, could be a factor. I'll let you guys have it. Chuck, thanks for joining us as usual. How you doing? Let's hear it.
Cool, man. It's Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like, you should be motivated to go up against him every time, you know? We got our battles with him in the regular season. Playoffs, we still haven't got over the hump against him. But this is the regular season game. It should be a good game tonight, man. So looking forward to chopping up with Spin, man. See what we come up with.
Yeah. Oh, and there was that one game where we got the better of, where Brady got the better of him, if you remember that one. There's that one game.
Man, get out of here. I ain't trying to talk about that.
Just that one little game.
Yeah,
I'm playing. No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, man, this has been an interesting line as far as this game goes, man. I know at the beginning we opened up as a 2-point dog. It's gone down to 1. I don't know if other books got him as a pick 'em right now, but I see it at 1 right now on DK.
One's a pick 'em in my opinion. My bad.
Yeah, you might as well call him a pick 'em. But as far as this game goes, man, I know Todd Bowles has usually been a guy that likes to blitz, but if you remember in these last 2 matchups, just going back to the regular season matchup last time, he adjusted in the second half. Even though he came in with the win, he adjusted. Like he dialed it back some. Like they played a little more coverage and everything. And then you saw in that Super Bowl, they was doing the same thing. So it was a few tighter winners for Patrick Mahomes to get the ball to. But you know, it's a thing that we've been seeing often since then. Like the Bucs essentially gave everybody the blueprint as far as like slowing us down, containing us, or whatever. Today, I expect that same thing. But you know, it's a different receiving core this time. We don't have Tyreek no more to take time off the defense and everything. I know right now there's been an issue, you know, as far as coaching staff, people blaming Eric Bieniemy, which I don't think he is at fault for I don't think he's at fault for what happened last week, you know, because to me, that's the second time him and Patrick Mahomes have gotten into it, and Patrick didn't channel that energy to much many points in the second half. But enough of all that. Enough of that already, man. I'm going to go ahead and give out some of these plays. The Buccaneers, they've been feeding Leonard Fournette quite often this season. He's been knocking on the door trying to get the touchdown. It just hasn't happened yet. I expect them to get involved in this game, so I got him over 15.5 carries, minus 125. And I do expect them to finally crack the end zone. I just don't know if it's going to be rushing or receiving. So minus 115, take that. Tom Brady, I hate saying this because I cannot stand the dude. You know how Spin feels about Sean Payton and the Saints. That's how I feel about Tom Brady, man. I'm sorry, man.
Nobody can hate any sports figure as much as I hate Sean Payton, but that's a different story.
Yeah, Tom Brady. I mean, greatest of all time. You know, anybody can say that, but ever since 2018 happened, the AFC Championship game, I felt some type of way. Then Spin already mentioned the Super Bowl, but we ain't gonna talk about that. It's juiced at minus 160. I mean, he gonna get that over 1.5 touchdowns, but I need something a little better than that. So if you can find like an alternate line for maybe 2.5 touchdowns, I think he gets 3 touchdowns in this game. Even though he's been trashed in prime time, I just think he's been talking all week about how he's want to play for the city of Tampa. You know, they got the Hurricane Ian narrative going on. So I want to do the over 2.5 Buccaneers team total touchdowns for minus 120 instead. So I'm gonna go with that. And then this is another physical big body receiver we got to deal with for the third week in a row. Mike Evans, he's back off suspension. I like his props today. What's that? Over 5.5 receptions at plus 110, and then over 69.5 receiving yards at minus 120. That's all I got for the. No, wait a minute. I got one more because this dude, Devin White, man, he's arguably the best in the business at linebacker, man. I mean, I expect him to be flying over the field tonight. So I got over 6.5 tackles and assisted tackles at plus 115. Because like he's gonna have the responsibility of trying to guard Travis Kelce too. So I think that should be a good plus money bet right there. But
yep. So Spin, before you go for your analysis, I'll keep mine quick and clean. Chiefs money line minus 105. You can probably try to play it live because I think both teams will be leading, but I think the Chiefs just pull this one out. Spin, let's hear it from you.
Hold on, Race.
No, go ahead.
I'm almost done. My
No,
bad.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that for last. Damn, Race, you kind of ruined my vibe there, but whatever. I'm on that too.
Let's go.
But Travis Kelce, he's
a vibe killer. I knew it.
Right. But yeah, right. Rex ruined it. Damn. All right. But Travis Kelce, man, he's 51 yards away from passing Gronk in all-time receiving yards for tight ends. I'm gonna find an alternate line for his yards, but I'm gonna do the anytime touchdown plus 100. He's mad about last week. He knows he should have closed out the game. He dropped a touchdown pass in the end zone, which could have helped me out there. I would have went 7-9 last week if he had caught that touchdown, but I think he's gonna make up for it tonight. And then I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire under 56.5 rushing and receiving yards. Like, look, Tampa, they got a good front seven, man. It's hard to run on them. I know they're gonna be missing Akeem Hicks, but they still got Vita Vea. He controls the middle very well. So I'm just not confident in Clyde to do really much of this game. So I got that. And then as far as the special, I see the special DK got. They got Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady for one touchdown pass each in both halves. I think they can hit. It's at plus 250. You can throw a little something on that. But yeah, despite all that, even though Race ruined it, I got the Chiefs money line.
You said you were done. You put
gonna
CBS Sam receipt yesterday on paid for play to shame with what you got today. But as you said, you've been rolling on the squad. You've been nailing it, so you can use his analysis there as even fantasy advice as well if you're streaming any of the Chiefs options, because it's essentially what you're doing week in, week out, trying to pick who to play other than Mahomes and Kelce. But Spin, let's hear it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I'm like, does Chuck, you want me to talk about the Chiefs? Because you said a ton of nice things about the Bucs, man. Like, do I need to talk about Kansas City now? Okay. All right. Well, no. So no, just a couple things. I do think that this is a game that's probably going to come down to the last possession. I think this is a game where if you wanted to, you can do an ARB. You can actually run an ARB play throughout the game, so you can take plus, because I think both teams will be at plus money, like Rex said, at any point throughout the game. So if you wanted to guarantee yourself profit, I think you can take the Chiefs money line at plus money now. And I think that then if they would happen to score first or be ahead at any point during the game, then Bucks would go to plus money. You take the Bucks at plus money, and you guarantee yourself profit. So that's something that I'm going to actively be looking to do. A couple other things. Mike Evans, as Chuck said, back from suspension. He needs 6 yards, period, to break the all-time scrimmage yards record for the team. So that's going to happen pretty early here. The weather is actually supposed to be 70 and clear. Not a lot of wind either. So Ian has actually moved much further inland, and Tampa actually didn't get hit that bad, which I'm glad that it didn't, but I was actually kind of hoping that, the game would be moved up where I'm at, and Chuck and I would be going to the game together, because we talked about that during the week. But anyways, so, all the big thing with the Bucs offense here is, much has been made about the Bucs offense and Brady struggling, whatever. He hasn't had any fucking receivers, man. I mean, my God, his receivers last week were Russell Gage, who was hurt, Rashad Perriman, who was hurt, Scotty Miller, and a whole host of other people that should be on practice squads. Tonight, Evans is back for sure. There's a lot of optimism that Godwin and Julio are going to play. Now, how effective they'll be, don't know. However, when they're in the game, you have to pay attention to them. Russell Gage is going to play as well. So Brady should have the majority of his weapons back tonight. I think that that's why I actually like a lot of the offensive props for that Chuck gave for the Bucs. I think anything Mike Evans makes sense. The other thing with Evans is when he plays, Brady is noticeably and statistically more aggressive in throwing downfield. I forget the stat, but I think he throws downfield like 25 to 30% more when Evans is playing versus when he's not. So I think you'll see a lot more downfield shots. But from a betting perspective, I mean, I'm in no way ever going to bet against the Bucs, but wow. I do like the plus money, the double plus money play during the game. That's probably my biggest play from this one. And from a total perspective, I see this total dropping, and I see everybody on the under for this one. I see a ton of money on the under. I actually think that this one goes over. I really do. I think that the Chiefs will look for Travis Kelce a ton more, especially because the receivers have such poor matchups. From a grading perspective, from a matchup perspective, I think you'll see a ton of Travis Kelce tonight. And I think that this game probably just goes over at the end, at the very, very end of the game. And as far as who wins, honestly, whoever has the ball last. I really, really believe this is going to be a whoever has the ball last game.
And I want us to have the ball last, man. I don't want Tom Brady touching the ball for shit in the fourth quarter. I just want to put that out there right now.
Bruh, y'all just seen what happens in New Orleans game?
I took it down.
Devonte Harris fumbled a punt.
Yeah.
And on the first play, they got Justin Jefferson wide open on a crossing route. They're already inside the 5. Wow, two defensive backs ran into each other. Unbelievable. But listen, I have no takeaway from this game. I wish the game could end in a tie. I don't want the Chiefs to win. I don't want the Bucs to win. I hope it ends in a tie. I hope we get a very terrible game, and I hope both defenses don't play well. I hope both offenses don't play well because I traded Patrick Mahomes in all of my fantasy football leagues because I drafted Lamar too in all of them because that's just smart. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. I hear you. Do you want, Rex? We want to do rapid fire, or you want to do fantasy or DFS? Okay. So just one last thing. I saw Akbar said Beasley was activated as well. Yes, he was. He's activated as insurance, I think, just in case both Julio and Godwin work out pregame and can't go. Bowles has said that he expects him to play, but if they have a setback, I wouldn't put too much stock in Beasley. I think you can take a flyer on him in a single game DFS contest if you're stacking with Brady. But from a fantasy perspective, from a prop perspective, I would just leave Cole Beasley alone, especially if Godwin and Julio are playing, because his snap count will be ultra low then. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, from that, a couple other DFS things that if you're going to play DFS, a couple guys that I like a ton, from a tight end, TJ Hawkinson. My God, Hawkinson has had a very, very low target share, very, very low reception rate. However, he should have a ton of opportunities this week. DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, both are out. And the Lions actually have an implied point total from Vegas of 26. So there should be a ton of scoring chances here. And so you wouldn't think that the Lions would have that high of a point total. But TJ Hawkinson, I would firmly expect him to score a touchdown. I am actually expecting him to go over 100 yards. So I think you can fit him into any DFS lineup. And then I already mentioned him earlier. If you are playing a cash game for DFS, I think it's almost a must that you have to get Khalil Herbert in your lineup. Super cheap. He's going to see 15 plus touches. Giants rank in the bottom 5 for run defense. He ran wild on the Texans last week. So those would be the two strong recommendations that I would have for DFS.
Spin, I got a question for you in regards to DFS.
What's up?
Who's your punt guy today in DFS?
Punt guy?
Yeah.
Sills for the Giants. Min price, and could easily see 40 to 50 yards, might sneak a touchdown in. I'm not counting on it. But if you get a min price guy that gets 50 yards, I mean, my God, you can stack your team elsewhere.
Chuck, you want my min price guy? I don't know if he is. It's a different flyer out there. One of the games we didn't talk about, Alec Pierce. I think he scores today. He's plus 250, wide receiver 2 on the Colts, second full week back. I think the Titans corners are a little rough right now. They'll focus everything on Pittman. You saw Woods, who, to be honest, didn't know of his game before last week and scored 2 touchdowns. So got to respect that out there. I think Pierce was drafted in the second round of the season. So I think he's someone he's going to be looking for. Could be just a slot PPR guy as well if you're streaming, but that's my big time flyer. Sosa, what do you like for the rest of the board? Any other bets? And then we'll wrap it up and log off for the day.
Favorite bets for today. I like Robert Woods to score a touchdown. I love that you are rocking with that. I like Danny Dimes to throw a pick today. I also like Atlanta to win the game today. Couple other plays. Hawkinson, he was my target. Obviously, you said everything that was right, Spin. A lot of injuries. He's going to have a higher target share. I am also rocking with the Commanders today. Again, call me stupid if you want. Call me dumb if you'd like. Taking the Commanders with the points and let the chips fall where they may. That's where I'm at. Like, they gave up 9 sacks last week. They can't be that bad again. Like, they were fucking awful.
Or just load up on Micah Parsons props today. Other way you could do it if you think they're going to stay that bad.
Yeah, two other plays that I like. I like Devonte Adams to score 2 touchdowns. I think we get a masterclass from him today. I think we get an absolute masterclass from Devonte. A lot of chirping. The best way to silence the chirping is to go out there and shit on Patrick Surtain. I expect him to do that today.
So Tim been chirping all week?
They both been chirping. Like, listen, let them chirp. Let the chirping go down. I like Devonte. Listen, Devonte Adams is being hampered by a bad fucking coach right now.
Yeah.
It ain't on him. He's getting open. All he can do is go run his routes. If the quarterback is incompetent and the coach is incompetent, it's usually a recipe for disaster. I got nothing else in regards to today. Those are just some plays that I love. Diamond Club, shit'll be dropped in the next 40 minutes. Appreciate everybody. Rex, Chuck, Spin. We do this every single week for the people. It's free money for everyone. I'll let y'all have your
post game during the week. You can check out Chuck and Kingdom Cast as well. So with the night game tonight, definitely best way to kill that like 30-minute gap before the game is to be watching him tonight.
Man, we're not friends once the kickoff happens, right? Once that ball's kicked
No. No. It's all love, man. It's all love. It's all love. Hey. It's all love, man. I firmly believe that this game will come down to whoever has the ball last. I just want to see a good game with no bullshit calls, no nonsense, none of that, and may the best team win. That's all I care about.
And Goose was too scared to put this on camera. He texted me, we have a hat bet on the 6.5 today. So winners got to buy the loser a hat on the Birds. Jags, like, follow, retweet.
Let's go, Sunshine.
We'll go back tomorrow on Daily Bread to cover Sosa's squad for Monday Night Football. But until